All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy. And a couple days ago, I was talking to you guys about Ghost Panther and just how amazing of a character he is, even outside of the support role. But before we even jump into this video, man, I cannot say it enough. Like, this guy's animation, like, just he's like him standing around with this panther just looks absolutely amazing. He's one of my favorite character models in this game. Look how big this panther is. Like, oh my goodness. If it wasn't bad enough that it was on fire, just how massive this thing is, it's truly scary. Honestly, I absolutely love his character model. Anyways, I was talking to you guys a couple days ago about his tier 2 passive, Avenging Fire, and just how useful it is for all of the fire characters in the game right now. Since we got a Phoenix 5 update, him being able to give all allies 50% more fire damage in addition to a 45% buff to their damage when they're dealing damage to supervillains is absolutely amazing. And in the past month or so, I've been using him literally every single day. I've used him more in the past month than I've used the character since he's been in the game. It's actually crazy, and because of that, I wanted to give him at least one standalone video to show you guys just how amazing he is on his own when you're not using him as a support character. Because many of you guys may look at Ghost Panther, he's a premium character, and you're like, okay, he's just a support character. If I have Nick Fury, I don't need him. But that's not necessarily true, because he's a little bit different. He's offering you a big damage buff to fire characters, and just like Nick Fury, he's a decent standalone character. And the reason why I say decent and not great is because even though Ghost Panther is a lot stronger than some of the characters that are in the game right now, his future is kind of limited, because how he looks right now is how he always looks in the comics for the most part. So I don't see this guy ever getting a uniform, and he may never get a tier 3 unless like all of the other characters that are super popular get their tier 3s. But at the rate that Netmar was releasing tier 3s, Ghost Panther's tier 3 is far down the line. But if he did get one at some point in the future, it will be pretty awesome. And since he's a premium character, I wouldn't put it past Netmarble, you know what I'm saying, if they created an original uniform for him, because they know that would push sales. People would buy the bio selector even more just to pick up the character, because he's pretty freaking awesome as is. So anyways, long story short, I beefed him up today, got him to level 70. Got a bit of bad luck and a little bit of good luck, but we did it nonetheless. I'm not going to get his gears to 25 just because I'm holding on to tier 3 mats, because, you know what I'm saying, 23,000. Close, boys. We are 9 books away. Anyways, man. Anyways, road to tier 3 Iron Man. It has begun once again. Hopefully the next update is not a blast character. But anyways, this is what his eyes so set currently looks like. I swapped him over from a meager 140 proc to a 180 proc. And ideally, if you like Ghost Panther, this is how you should keep him long term. Even though he's a great character, I don't think he's deserving of a CTP just because of how limiting his future is, right? He doesn't have a uniform in the near future. So just keep that in mind. I gave him a couple Urus. His stats are pretty incomplete. He kind of needs a uniform, right, to give him some additional crit, right? But it is what it is. I could give him a CTP of energy, but again, I feel like that would be wasted, because I really and truly don't use the character as much as I should for how amazing he is. I use him as a support and not much else. Anyways, let's jump into a little bit of gameplay here. Let's show the boys some love today, and hopefully you guys can see how amazing he is. If this thing would load, there we go. And if you decided to pick him up, hopefully this will show you what he can do. Now, the bad thing about Ghost Panther is he's an elemental character that deals physical damage, and the reason why that's bad is because of this thing right here. So even though most characters would have set up like this with triple support and an amazing leadership, right, they would be able to cut through this. Most of the high-end characters, Ghost Panther, he can't do this, and I'm gonna show you guys. And that's not because he's weak, because again, I'm going to put him against Proxima at a similar level, and you're going to notice that he does a good amount of damage, but it's just because of this thing right here that's going to make it so that he can't really do well against Ebony Maw, which is a bit unfortunate, because if he was dealing energy damage, he would actually be able to cut through this thing quite easily, in my opinion, just because of the triple support leadership plus these OP strikers. But it's kind of sad. One thing I don't like is there's not enough hits on his fifth skill to trigger the proc properly a lot of times. So you ideally have to try and use the 4th skill to get the proc off and then try to proc on the 5th, which it's tight sometimes, right? The cool thing about Ghost Panther is though he's really, really safe with double immunity with short cooldowns on them, right? Like he can be immune to damage all the time. So you can see for yourself, like after a minute, we're not getting any kind of real damage out of him. And again, it's not because the stage is too high, it's just because of the heavy resistance to physical damage that Ebony Maw has. Now, I know you guys are gonna look at Namor and be like, okay, Namor can do this. Namor can do way higher than this and he's physical. Yeah, Namor is the exception because Namor has massive amount of damage on his tier 3. Plus, a lot of that is coming from the fact that Namor can ignore a lot of the boss's defense with a CTP of Rage. Also, Namor can deal a lot of extra critical damage to Ebony Maw. I'm going to show you guys that on 50 here, he's going to do a little bit more damage, but it's not going to be much. So we're just going to do like a minute here just so you guys can see that, yeah, it kind of sucks that he can't do well or well enough to impress me against Ebony here. Like even with the proc and Nick Fury's buff on his 5th there, we didn't get any real damage. Now that was a little bit more damage. So we got to move around a little bit more in this fight though because the toxic meteor kind of sucks. So we're doing a little bit more damage, and honestly for a triple support, this is not good damage. I'm not gonna boost him, right? This is not good damage, but again, it comes down to just a high resistance to physical damage that Ebony Maw has, and we actually got pulled out of our iframe on the 5th there. So you can see he's not built for Ebony. It's sad. Just like regular Ghost Rider, he's not built for Ebony. I'm going to show you guys how he does against Proxima though, which is actually a lot better. Now, by a lot better, I mean he's going to be one of those characters that can do above 50 against Proxima, which in my opinion is respectable. It's nothing super crazy. I think the most I can do with my Ghost Panther right now would be around 55, 56, maybe 57. We'll go for 57 here, and we're just going to keep the same strikers because they're going to offer some crowd control. We should ideally get a heal in here, but we don't have the toxic meteor, so we'll run with this and see how it goes. Ideally, I should have brought in anti-venom here for a little bit of healing because Proxima is going to penetrate the immunity a couple times throughout this fight. But I just want to show him off a little bit to you guys. Okay, let's go. We're going to need a little bit of defense down from these girls. Weapon X, if you can come through, come through. This is a little bit more than I think I can do with mine, but you know me, guys, you know me, I like to push. Hold up, I seen a little spike there that, come on girls, I know y'all want to give me some defense down. I seen the spikes, like it's like a little spike and then like it just stops. Yeah, his damage is decent. Ooh. Oh boy, I got stabbed. I was like, I was watching the bar and not watching Proxima because I was like, okay, she's gonna go down to 11 and then she's gonna run to the top of the map. So I was like watching, so I tag at the right time, but I wasn't watching her properly. Okay, let's not get hit with the blade twisters. It's nice having double immunity. So even if one's on cooldown, I can just use the other one to protect him. The damage is decent. It's definitely not Nick Fury level. Nick Fury is definitely stronger than he is. But he's useful in his own way because of the fire damage buff, right? He's basically the god of fire damage characters just because of how useful he is to them. Not necessarily because he's the most powerful in the pack, just because of how much he offers, right? So yeah, just like I thought, 55 is about the max that I can do with mine consistently, but we're squeezing by on 57 here. But you guys know how Proxima is, right? I was gonna say, how come she didn't go down to her next phase yet? we're on borrowed time here, to be honest. It's only a matter of time before she starts. I don't want to call it on to myself, but you guys know what I'm going to say. So just wait for it. Oh, man. Just wait for it. I know a couple of you guys wanted to see him with a CTP of Rage. And if that's something you guys truly want to see, let me know. I can try it for y'all, but I don't think any of you guys should. Ooh. Yo, the crowd control that these girls are putting on Proxima is making this like a cakewalk for me now, fam. Here I am saying, oh, 55 is the most, bruh. He's walking through this. He's walking through this. Okay, hold up. We ain't even need no. Okay, let me not insult the god that is anti-venom. Hold up. Yup, boys, we got this. We got this. Watch him say he got this and then get clapped. Okay, that's gonna penetrate. Ooh, it didn't. Yeah. All right, boys. So Ghost Panther, man, 57 on Proxima here. A little bit more than I thought was possible. And we almost got clapped. So, boys, just wanted to give y'all a first look at my level 70 Ghost Panther. Pretty damn cool that he's able to do Proxima at such a high level, but it's a bit unfortunate that he can't do as high against Ebony Maw. If you guys want to see how he does against Corvus, Thanos, or maybe even Cull Obsidian, hit me up. I don't think he's going to do well against Cull Obsidian. What I am going to do with him, though, is try him out in GBR and see how fast he can clear there. So if you guys want to see that, I can definitely do that as well. I don't think I'm going to push him much further than this, but if you guys want to see at least one video with the CTP of Rage on him, I can do that. But again, I don't recommend it long term. If you guys just want to have fun with him for a little bit with the CTP of Rage, sure, do that. But I think ultimately you should settle for a fire damage obelisk, just because his two highest damaging skills, the 4 and the 5, they're fire based, and he's obviously a fire based character if you couldn't tell. Right? So fire damage, I would say fire 200% proc if you can. Fire crit, whether it's crit rate or crit damage, 200% proc, solid. You don't need to go with any kind of CTPs for this guy. Just try to proc on the 5 or the 4 and you're good money. Right? He's super easy to play, as you can see, and he's very, very safe even without a heal. Right? We got accumulation, we got double immunity. Trust me, it doesn't get much better than this without a heal. Right? Sure, he could have penetration or iframe ignore, but I think he's an amazing support character and he has a decent leadership. So overall, his kit is pretty fantastic. Anyways, boys, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments. If there's anything else you guys want to see with this guy, let me know. I can definitely do that. I've been going back through my roster and building up different characters, and we're close to tier 2ing a lot of the characters that you guys have all but forgotten about. So check this out, man. I think I have like 20 characters left. Let me go ahead. 20 characters left at tier 1. Yeah, and I think I have exactly 20. Let me see. Exactly 20 tier 2 tickets. Check that out. I got 20 tier 2 tickets, right? And how many characters do I have at tier 1? Oh my goodness. So I have 18. So I have enough tickets to tier 2 them. But honestly, man, I don't think some of these characters are going to get used even at tier 2. But guys, I'm going to leave it here. If there's any of these guys, these clowns that you want to see at tier 2 for some gameplay, let me know. Or you can pick one from this list right here and we can spice up the content, because I know y'all probably gotten tired of seeing the Phoenix 5, but there's still more things that I want to cover regarding them. Also, I've been thinking about putting a CTP of Rage on my boy Bobby and seeing how he does with it, even though he's all right with this. Anyways, man, let me know how you guys feel in the comments. Anybody else y'all want me to build from my roster? And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.